Hello, everyone, and welcome to a live stream. I'm Melissa J. Massey, your purveyor of fine fantasy comics and tragic shenanigans, and I am here tonight with some new art that I'm going to be coloring for y'all. I airbrushed the background this morning. I still have a few more peelies to take off, but I took off the main one to get started on tonight for the stream. I make videos of peeling off the masking film for my Instagram because people really seem to like them. So uh, that's that. Really quick, just want to give a rundown of some excellent, it's infinite, some excellent Kickstarters happening right now. One of them being, if you can see my screen, I sure hope you can. You know what? We're all learning for the first time. It's great. Concrete Arcanum. It is the anthology that I am in. It is modern urban fantasy with supernatural elements. It is a genre mashing of traditional fantasy colliding with our world and what happens when they meet. We have 28 days to go. We are about halfway through our funding. It is myself and 34 other creators all coming together to submit 20 stories in a really nice collection of some really cool books or some really cool stories. Several of my pals are in this book as well. I'm pals with this guy right here, Nathan Luth, who is the creator of the anthology and the editor. And yeah, we just have a great collection of stories. Oh, and here's mine. Even orcs have ghost problems. It is the height of my comedy writing career, so you're going to want to get on this because it's not getting any better. But yeah, so you can see we have a great variety of stories in here. I know I'm looking forward to seeing the book in person. So yeah, that is going on. That is happening for the next 28 days or so. There are also other perks you can get. We have a pin. We have the Creator Compendium, which features comics by all of the creators in the book. So Alchemist of Aurillia is in there from me and a lot of great stuff from others. We have, you can get Nathan Sears in Pure Blood, Canon of Vangal. They have the sticker. I don't know. This might still be available. So you might, if you're one of the first 100 physical backers, you'll get this sticker. So yeah, check that out. That's Concrete Arcanum. The other one I want to talk about really quick, Luminology, my pal Kurt Cassidy. This is his first Kickstarter. It is a crime fantasy story about a world where you have a soulmate. Everyone's got a soulmate, and that's awesome. But you have to find them. And there are special detectives, like Aurora Lee here, who can find them for you. It's her specialty, but they are very expensive to hire these detectives. So most people can't afford it. It's got a lot of good stuff in here. Fascist politicians, twists and turns, murder, all kinds of things are happening in here. It's a great story. You can read the first 12 pages for free on the Kickstarter page here. So don't sleep on this one. This one's going to be a good time. It's Kurt and his Punchy working together to create this comic tale in a fantasy-esque world. So very cool stuff. Make sure you're checking it out. That is Luminology, a crime fantasy comic about soulmates. Check it out on Kickstarter. It is running for just another 6 days, so you're gonna want to hop on this one. Don't let it pass you by. And one more that we want to talk about tonight. My pal Rob Multari is back with Snowpaw #2. This is the spin-off of his Nightwolf series, but this is about Snowpaw, who was awesome, and it takes place in 19th century Scotland, and it is an excellent story with some great art. Awesome writing, really cool, like hidden bonuses if you're paying attention to the comic art. Uh, great characters, a great main character in Nuriye, which I hope I'm saying that right because I don't speak Scottish. um, yeah, this is a great one. I have number one, really enjoyed it. So yeah, this one just launched. If you're not part of the Wolf Pack, join in, get a book. There's all kinds of great covers. Yeah, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with this one. So that is the Kickstarter lineup for tonight. If we take a look at the Alchemist of Aurillia, number 1 through 3, we are at 63 backers, $1,582, not 15,000. Whew, that would be something, eh? So over 3/4 of the way there. We have two bonus milestones that we can hit. If I go through all the rewards all the way down here, don't forget you can get that signed and illustrated bookplate added on to any physical level for $30. We've already unlocked our first milestone to beat our day one total from the last campaign. So everyone is getting a new digital print and all physical backers are getting a metal trading card. If we hit 70 backers, the sticker pack will be unlocked. All physical backers will get a pack of 3-inch stickers. The third design I have actually almost finished up. I will probably finish that tomorrow morning and have that posted. So make sure you check that out. And then when we pass the funded line and we start getting a little into some bonus funds across the line there, at $2,100, our first stretch goal is that we're going to add 2 4-panel shorts. At the end of the book, these are extra comics that are going to go into some of the things that aren't really like super important to the story, but are fun to know about. There's not time to address them in story, so they're going to go in these little comics at the end. So we'll have the first 2, and as we keep hitting more stretch goals beyond, we're going to add more of these, and you'll actually be able to pick what they're going to be about. So you'll get to like ask a question, as it were. And I will make a 4-panel comic that would go at the end of the book. But we have to unlock the first 2, and the first one is going to be about Nuriye and Batil's dad. Where is he? What happened to him? What's going on? What is Aiza talking about here? That'll be our first comic, and we'll have a second one to go with it. And like I said, if we keep hitting stretch goals, we will unlock more of these. alchemistcomic.melissajmassey.com. Let me put that on here as you stare into the infinite abyss. There we go, back to here. So two goals that we can definitely hit. 70 backers for the sticker pack, $2,100 for the first 2 4-panel comics. And again, higher the number we get, the more bonus comics we get. So, make sure you're jumping in. If you haven't jumped in already, make sure you're telling your friends if you have already jumped in. If you know someone who would love to read a Turkish fantasy story about wizards, witches, djinn, and more, tell them about this. Check out this collector set, by the way. You get all 3 physical books, the variant cover, which is limited. There's only 25 available, and 12 have already been claimed, so make sure you get on that. And included in the collector set, you get a signed bookplate by me, original ink drawing, and you also get at this level a 4x6 color sketch card. 4x6, that's huge for a sketch card, but that's the size that I'm going to do for you, and you can get one. Colored art from me. This is pretty nice because I don't really do commissions, just because I really haven't had time to offer them. So if this is at the time you want to get original art from me, full colored, something really nice, now's the time to jump on this. $100 for that collector's set, really good deal. If you're just interested in the variant cover, that's at the $39 level. It is signed and it is numbered. Again, only 25 copies, 12 have been claimed. Once all 25 are claimed, that's it. You can't get it anymore. And if you're very new and this is your first time meeting me, well, hello there. How are you? How are you doing? It's so nice to have you here. Step into my office, step into my library. You can catch up on all of the comics that I have done. You can even get a copy of Vatican Assassins by demon hunting teens in Europe working for the Vatican, getting into all kinds of Catholic mythology trouble. Uh, you can get a copy of that at this level. Full color, oversized, very nice. You can also get my entire 1920s Magic Murder Mystery Series, the first 3 issues, also at this level. You're going to want to jump on board this Magic Murder and Mystery. What could be better, right? And for those Black Ball fans out there, I know you've been waiting for number 4. It is coming next year in 2023, but we're going to talk about that after we get through this Kickstarter because I have to get through this first. And of course, you can get all of the Alchemist of Aurillia because that's what this campaign is about. Great library, $80. If you've never gotten any of my books before, this is a great place to start. Get introduced to my world, my series, and what I make. And so without further ado, we're going to close out this window. You're going to look at the infinite void for just a second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. We are going to come to my drawing desk here. We're going to grab some markers because remember, I'm a marker wizard, level 17. We're going to do some coloring tonight, and it's going to be a great time. I highly recommend putting on your favorite lo-fi album playlist, maybe some synthwave you got going on. Put it on in the background, something nice to serenade you, and we're going to get started. I'm actually trying to play some music. There we go. Okay, it just starts very soft. Yeah, put it on in the background and enjoy. I'm going to do a little chatting. If you would like to ask a question, just throw it in the live chat. Happy to answer any questions you might have. Don't forget, down down here, this link, alchemistcomic.melissajmassey.com. That is going to be where you're going to be able to get your own copy of the book. If you're a new person, a returning person, whoever you are, you're going to want to get on this. So like I said, I airbrushed it this morning. Some pretty fine airbrushing going on. I'm pretty pleased with how everything came out. So I did have a little problem with ink flow when I was doing the purple parts, but that's okay. Specifically like over here, my middle blue just decided to be like, huh, no. And I was like, okay. So, had to just kind of get that together and get that working. So putting in my shadows, I like to work from dark to light. Placing in my shadows and then also placing in ambient lighting, which I forgot to grab those colors. And sorry, my camera is just not cooperating with focusing this evening. I don't know why. It focuses all the rest of the time. So we're going to put in our ambient light. I like to do this after putting in the shadows so that I remember, 1, where the light source is coming from, and 2, also to lay in that ambient light before I come back in with my darker colors. Because the ambient light is going to make this one. This is going to have a lot of heavy shadows. We have the pale morning light coming from the windows back here. So we have a lot of heavy shadows inside, and we're going to make it very dramatic and very purple. Because who doesn't like purple, right? So I'm going to go and lay in all of the ambient light. And go in here where I didn't have the background put in. That's okay. Oh, Shale's gonna be a whole another thing because he's his own light source. I want something a little more yellow. No, that's fine. I was like, I don't know if I like that. And it's like, it's okay. So we're gonna, because Shale is fire and he's his own light source, we have to take that into account. So I'm putting the glow around the outside of him. This leaf would have some of the light from that on it. So not a lot on there, but just a little bit. I think the tricky thing here, because he is fire, I don't want to make him bright yellow or orange. I don't want to make him, oh, come on, camera, stick with me. There we go. I don't want to make him bright orange because that's going to pop out too much. And this is supposed to be a little more subtle. We're going to see. We're going to figure it out. You know, I would be a terrible teacher because like every time I go into an illustration, I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm just like trying stuff out and seeing if it'll work. So when people are like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I just decided to try this and go with God. Best of luck to you. And yeah, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. I actually had a piece of art. It was for the last campaign. It's actually a backer award that backers picked the illustration. And oh my god, I beefed it so hard I had to start again because I was doing Inktense, the Derwent Inktense blocks on mixed media paper, and it just, it was not happening. It was just really grainy. The paint was smearing. It was weird. I don't know, man. Right? Like I don't know. So that was very disappointing. So I had to start all over again. It's all right because the second pass at it actually went very well. It turned out really neat. I was really happy with the results after all the angst. But still, it was like, it was very disappointing because I had been really excited to paint it. And yeah, it just didn't work out. So that happens sometimes, right? So I've actually I've been sitting on this one for a while because I wanted to do it on stream, but I didn't have any time recently. We're gonna see. Can I get this to focus? I really don't know why it's not focusing. It is focused every other night. Almost. Okay. I didn't have time last week because I was in Philly for my day job. I had to go to the office there. It was a great time, but you know, I couldn't lug all my markers there and you know everything. I'm working off of a desktop computer, so I wasn't gonna lug that all the way on the train to Philly. So yeah, I was just waiting till I could get a chance to color this on stream and also airbrush it because I had the masking film on it for a bit too. So because this is close to the face and the face in front of it, then we put the shadow there. Yeah, so I had this masked for a bit. You know, I had the film on. And yeah, so I needed to airbrush it, so I did that early this morning. And now we're able to color. There have been times in the past where I've colored and then airbrushed. I haven't had any bad results doing it that way. I just feel like it's probably generally better to airbrush and then peel off the film and then color. Like I haven't had any lifting of color when doing it the other way, but it's like, I don't want this. Oh no, I did have it. Didn't I have it one time? I think I had it one time actually, where but I was doing like a 2-step process where I airbrushed stuff and then I had to peel stuff away to airbrush it again with a different color. And yeah, that one did go badly. Well, not badly. The piece itself turned out fine and it was great. I just had some smearing and weird stuff happening, so yeah. Yeah, putting the coloring and then, well, I guess airbrushing and then trying to take off masking film is where I went wrong there, but it was all right. So yeah, look at that. We got that going real good. I swear to God. There we go. You know what? I'm just going to really quick mute site. All right. I think I've muted it. There we go. Mute site. All right. I'm just grabbing the link here. Da, 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 da. Can I grab the link for my own? Here we go. All right. And then I'm gonna just pop this, share this around. Don't mind me. Da, 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 da. Okay. I hope I'm not. Did I mute? I did not mute myself. Okay. I was like, oh, because I muted. That wouldn't even make sense. I don't know. I'm tired, man. Don't come at me. That's the cat. I was like, what is that noise? And just get the folds. Oh, and the arms. So we'll get all these nice. I need to figure out a dull orange. There we go. Maybe the lighting will, I don't know. Because I'm thinking about what I'm going to color Shale here, because he's fire, so he has to be like yellowy, right? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. I just was like, it's going to be purple, and that's about as much planning as I did for. Well, all right. Now, here's how this illustration started. Was like, Nuriye was going to be like up here, and then I drew all this, and I was like, huh, I really like all that. So, Nuriye was put down here. I changed things up. Because originally she was going to be like more, front and center, but sometimes you draw an epic Byzantine era church and you just had to roll with it because it's what your heart is telling you. So that's just what it do be like that. It do be like that. out of ink. I don't want to have to refill you again. So I think it was, oh God, when was it? Was it last year or the year before? Copic redesigned their refill bottles and they are terrible. I hate them. They're so hard to squeeze and get the ink out. And like, I work out. Like, I'm not a weakling, I thought, but it takes so long to get any ink out of the new bottles. It's awful. Like, maybe I'm just not doing it right. I don't know, but like, it's so tough. And like, I'll be trying to squeeze it and my hand will be shaking. And I'm like afraid that I'm gonna miss and gonna get ink everywhere. So yeah, the new bottle design, not good. And they're smaller, which wouldn't be so bad if they weren't still charging the same amount for them. It's like, Copic, come on. Like, bruh. We all know you make the best markers. Like, we get it. But, like, give us a break. Just go in. So yeah, I am definitely not a fan of the new ink refill design because it's just so hard. Like, why did they think that was a good idea? Who did they test this product with? Who did they give it to and they're like, yeah, this is a usable squeeze bottle? Like, all right. Make a highlight here. Make sure we're blending. Look at that. That's looking pretty good so far. There we go. Awesome. Look at that. Chef's kiss. Good stuff. Let's get this other figure back here. We're going to make pretty dark since they're kind of standing in such a way that they're not catching as much light, which is on purpose. So besides, we want them to pop. We don't want them to blend into either the background or get lost behind Nuriye. Who's still going to have some light. Oh, getting off camera. Who's still going to have some like light touches of color on her, but this figure behind her will probably not. Probably keep it more monotone and purpley so that she stands out in the background here. My keyboard is in the way. I need like a new setup. I need some way to put my keyboard so that it doesn't have to be on my desk. I keep looking for like an under desk tray, but they sit so low that I feel like I'm going to be crashing my knees into it all the time. And that's not what you want. That's not ideal. That is not what you want. Because trust me, if there is something to crash my knees into, I will crash my knees into it. It's just gonna happen. So let's blend here and just get a little bit. She's not gonna catch the light, but she's still a 3D object, so she will kind of have some light edges, but not really. That. yeah, that's about what I want right there. Probably go in, make it a little darker throughout, just again so we're getting that pop. And let's put that there, just kind of bring in that shadow a bit more. That's the nice thing with starting with the darker colors first, is that you know, you can go in dark, you blend out, things kind of lighten up as you blend out, and then you know, you can just go back in and make things darker if you need to. I think sometimes you see this more with beginner artists, but I think everyone in a way gets a little scared of going too dark because it can be hard to go lighter again. So then you lose a lot of contrast because you haven't gone dark enough, right? And then that's when your art can look kind of flat. Something I've been looking at in my own work. Though also because I start dark, sometimes I make everything too dark. So I have to be careful of that too when I'm working on stuff. I swear to God, this camera keeps... Okay, now it's kind of in focus. It's looking better than it was before, I guess, because I'm filling in more color. There we go. All right, that's looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna put in, because yeah, those shadows are so dark, I'm gonna bring in a little more shadow. Especially since, you know, she's supposed to be backlit. I don't need to go too hard on the hair because it's gonna... And then just try to bring a little more shape of the fabric here in her coat. Also, don't be afraid to make your shadows bigger too, because you probably, for the scene you're doing, you probably haven't made them big enough. Like, I can definitely make some of this bigger. I'm gonna add a shadow here behind her arm. Just add in a little bit. I'm gonna blend some of these out. Not all of these are gonna remain so dark. There we go. Yeah, every Kickstarter launch, I'm like, oh, I need to be more organized. I need to actually plan out what I'm gonna do. Some of the stuff like live streaming, and then I can announce it more ahead of time. But I just always forget. Or like there's just stuff going on, and then I don't think about it until like, oh yeah, I should probably do that, or at least give it a go. Because I mean, yeah, when you're planning for a launch, you're just thinking about like so many things. I mean, you're trying to consider everything, especially if, like me, you're a solo creator, so you do all your art and writing, and your marketing, and your email list, and your project managing, and your catering, and just, you know, everything you need to make a comic, whatever. So yeah, I just forget that sometimes this stuff needs to be done. Like this scheduling stuff out. Though I've haphazardly and unintentionally, but very thankfully, have ended up sitting and recording podcasts and video interviews and things with quite a few people. I sat down for like 4 sessions since Friday. Because I was on Explain Yourself last week with Will Alred and Kiffin Joseph, both pals of mine. And then I sat with Nat Kund and Noah Cray on Tuesday. On Monday, I was recording a thing for Ryan Clater for his Patreon. So we did a video edition podcast because I was doing a tutorial on Google Analytics. And then this morning I sat for another show. My buddy Farhan is bringing back his YouTube channel, and he's starting with a new format of things he wants to do. So he asked me to be a part of it. I said yes, of course. So that was the 4th recording session I've done in a week. And you know what? I really enjoy it because I just like talking to people. I'm an extrovert, and especially like talk about making comics because I don't have anyone in real life that I like see in my daily life that I get to talk about this stuff with in depth. So to get to do it is just a real delight, and with some really cool people too. And it's like a fun way to like not only just talk about your stuff, but just kind of get to know people in the comics community better, and like to connect with them and to connect with people, the people hosting, the people watching, the people who are going to watch down the line. Just kind of doing all that. It's fun. I don't know. I kind of forget they're promotional sometimes because I'm just having so much fun getting on and chatting with people. There we go. And then shade that in, and then kind of get some shading going on this flower because I know I'm gonna forget. There we go. Blend this out because this is still pretty in shadow, but I do want it to not get lost in the background, which it's gonna get some color added to the stem and the flower, so that should help. And then get this one too. This one's farther back, so I don't want to shade as much because it should be less detailed as it's further away. There we go. So yeah, we're just going to kind of leave that like that because I am going to add some color in. Actually, I'm going to do that next. Where are the colors I'm looking for? Nope, now I'm looking at that one and I don't think that's the smart way to go. I think I want this. It's come to the point where I've used my markers for so long, I can just kind of look at them and know more or less like what I'm looking for, depending on, what kind of look and feeling I'm going for in a piece. It's like I knew I wanted a faded green. Oh, for the love of, come on, camera, focus. There we go. That's nice. So like I knew I wanted a faded green that I could use in this scene for these stems. And I was going to use my YGs, but then I was looking at them and I was like, no, I think they're too green. Just But the BGs are very grayed out and desaturated, and they won't overwhelm the scene with like too green of a color. So they will be perfect for this. I do need to shade in this grass here. I'm just gonna carefully bring in the darker green and then bring in this lighter green. Yeah, and the BG90s, they're just so versatile. I use them for so many things. I use them for like hazel eyes and like specific eye colors because they're actually really good for making a lot of different eye colors. They're good for like different kinds of plants like this. They're good. They're just good for so many things. Oh, come on, you were in focus. I swear to God, this camera is in focus every other time I go to use it, and not tonight when I need it to be in focus. Because like other nights, I'm just looking at the camera with my face. You don't need to see my face to, but the art would kind of be helpful to see, huh? Come on. Try to get to focus on my ring. I was doing this a little before and it was kind of... There we go. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm going to try to pull it back. Perfect. Oh, shite. This is my struggle, everybody. I struggle all day at work and then I come here and I struggle. Come on. Come on. Catch the ring. There you go. Yeah, it's just having a devil of a time. Look at that. And I'm just using StreamYard, so I can't really get into any particular advanced settings. Yeah, it's really weird. Alright, well. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Let's just put in a little more. Actually, you know what? I think this is dark enough down here for 99. But you can just get this really, just this really nice gray-green color is really useful for lots of stuff I'm doing in general. So I do like it for all the things I can do with it. And then I'm just going to go through and bring the purple back in. Just so we're not losing that and it's getting too saturated for the background it's in, because that I don't want. There we go. Ta-da! Awesome. All right. So I think I'll try to tackle her skin next. How do these go back in? I should know this. Because I think most of the other flowers are still covered yet. I wish you could record reels and then schedule them. Come on, Grams, get your crap together. All right. So normally for Nuriye's skin tone, I do like the E50s and the E20s kind of mixed together. I don't want to go very dark with the browns. I just want to do an overlay to give the hint because she is supposed to be in that shadow. So I'm going to start with E53. And we're just going to, because I don't want to change the color of the shadow too much. I'm just going to kind of brush in E53 here. And yeah, see, this is the effect I'm going for. And I'm not going to bring it into the darkest areas. I'm going to let those be purple, but I will bring this into the other areas around her face and other skin happening. And I won't bring it all the way to the edge so that I can let the reflective light kind of come in. Look at that. That is perfect. That is exactly what I wanted, right? That's right. We'll bring the camera in and kind of show you up close. If I can get it to focus. Hello, camera. Seriously. Well, yeah, it is just really struggling. I've never had it struggle this much before. I wonder if I do have a camera setting I can use here. Yeah, this is struggling because it's open in two places. Yeah, okay. Do I have... Oh, now it's focused. Make me look like the fool. Okay. But yes, you can see here I just really subtly brushed in with the skin tone. And it's laid in really nicely with the purple, so you still have the sense of the ambient light of the setting, but you're starting to get that just nice kind of blush of color to show you the skin tone. So it makes it look a little more dynamic and natural. So we're gonna brush this in on her arms. Again, I'm not gonna go into the darkest parts. And I'm not gonna get too saturated either because then it's gonna pop too much. And there we go. Yeah, that's how that works. Beautiful. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, so good. All right. And then I'm not gonna mess with that. You know, you learn that when you get something how you want it, you just leave it alone because overworking it isn't going to get you anywhere. I am just gonna, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. All right, now her hair is gonna be tricky because her hair is really dark. I have to really think about this. I can actually go in and just do her earring. Again, really nice, just a subtle. And her hair's a really warm brown usually, but I think what I'm gonna do is do a cooler brown so it's not so saturated and poppy. I'm gonna find something light that I can do. I think E74 will do it so that I can do the same kind of technique I did on the skin. I want to try to do that out here. I need a tester sheet. I had one somewhere. It is, again, there's like, man, I try not to have too much crap on my desk, but it just keeps happening. Got my little tester sheet. I think, let's temp fix. That was 74. I have 77. So let's see. Do I temp fate and go dark? I'm going to start with 74. If we decide it is too light, we will go up to 77. But I don't want to go too dark in this case because I don't want to overpower the shadow. I want the shadow to be dark and purple. But it might not work quite the same just because the colors are different by nature. go. So yeah, that's kind of doing what I want it to do. I might have to go in. Oh man, there's just no good place for this keyboard. I might have to go in back in with the purple, but that's okay. Just gently go in here. Yeah, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the shadow back in a bit more to really... Oh yeah, see, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's what we wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, see that? Beautiful. That's what we want. That is what we want. That's real nice there. And then I am just going to go in a couple spots with the 77 just to give a little texture to the hair. Yep, just like this. Underneath here. And then in here. Right, just like that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, this is just one of those things like, I didn't know if it was going to work. I just had the idea, said let's try it. But like that's how you learn, is that you experiment, you try to do a thing and it either works and then you have that in your arsenal for another time, or it doesn't work and you have an idea of how you would approach it differently the next time. So that's why it's important, no matter what medium you're working in, always be experimenting. Because that's how you learn, really. And then actually down here, I'm gonna, oops, wrong end. Ah! That happens more often than you would think. And I'm gonna blend out Shale here. And actually, this highlight is a little too big. So I'm gonna come in and just carefully shave away at it. There we go. That's what you want. You just want a little subtle line so it really looks like a glow. Just right up there. We're going to come, especially around the back. You just want it to be very subtle, just a little bit. That's all you need to get that nice glow effect. And then that's not important. Just gonna bring that back into the 77. I do want to, again, I'm just kind of giving some texture and some volume to the hair so it looks like hair, not a blob so much. There we go. And then I am going to come back in with the dark purple. Just like this. Oh, that's okay. We'll buff that out. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Nice. Nice. All right, so we've got the hair done. Oh, eye color. Again, usually her eyes are pretty warm brown, so I do want to keep with the cooler browns. Probably. What am I thinking? Here. We'll stick with these same 70s. E70s. I got 79. I need Prussian blue for this, and I need my... yes, I do need these. Alright. So we're going to start with the pupil because we want the pupil to be dark. We're going to layer some colors to really get them a really nice dark color and get them some depth. So I put in my Prussian blue B39 in there. And then, do I want to go as dark as... do I want to go as dark as 49? We'll bring in 79 first and we'll see if we need it. So then I'm going to layer over that blue with the E79, the brown. Yeah, we don't need the 49. We can make do with this. Or we can not make do, but then I go in with 77. And actually, let's use... I'm gonna... Oh, you know what? No. I know what I want here. We're going to use Y21 to give a little highlight on the... Not a true highlight, but just like that brighter pop of color at the bottom to make the eyes look really luminous, right? And then I'm going to go back in because we just want to get these pupils nice and dark. And we want to get the depth in there of blending the colors on top of each other instead of just using like a black, because that would look kind of flat and not right. And usually, so if this was a normal full color piece and I wasn't so worried about the ambiance and the atmospheric stuff, what I would do is I would do the B39, E07 or 49, depending. And then I would do a green, like a G19 or a G9. But I don't want to use those greens because those are really bright greens. And even though we're layering them to make a dark color, they're just not going to work for this. So, well, 29, actually. So 29 pine tree green would actually probably work pretty good here. So I'm going to layer that just over top here. Yeah. And then I am going to come just back in with Prussian blue. And then back with 79. So just really trying to layer, get a nice dark color there. I'm trying to make, for some reason, I love green. Green is a nice color. I don't use it a lot in illustrations. I have all these green markers and I never use them, which is weird. So I have been trying to use green a little more as of late. But I still end up using like a lot of blue and browns and yellows and reds. There we go. So we put in the grays and then there we go. Yeah, because the whites of the eye are not truly white, so we're putting in some shadow here, again trying to convey the roundness of the eyeball. And then later when I'm all done, I will go back in. I have a white ink pen, so I will go in and I will put white in there so that they really pop. Alright, cool. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's looking so awesome. I love this. I love this piece already. This is great. I was a little nervous at first. And I did the airbrushing and I was like, oh, this is going pretty well. That's nice. And now we're at a good spot here. Look at this. All right. I'm going to put some stuff away to make room because we are going to grab some color. I think we have to do Shale. I've been putting them off, but I think we have to face them. I got to figure out how we're going to do a fire and not make it too vibrant. I don't want to make him, usually I go pretty orange. I want to go less orange. I'm going to need, my hair keeps getting stuck on this. My tester sheet, where'd it go? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, so usually I'd use like tones like this for fire. I don't want to do that here because that's going to make it way too, it's going to draw too much attention. But I do need him to look like fire. So we're gonna consider a couple things. So I have this yellow. Oh, it's kind of neon-y. I don't want to go neon either. All right, so 13 might be okay. Yeah, 2. That's neon. See, you don't want to go neon either, because it's just gonna look silly, and I don't want it to look silly. Looking up my markers. But then here's, all right, so I could go with Y13, but then Y17 and 18. Oh, that actually might be okay. I thought they were going to start getting too orangey, but that might be fine. Oh, you just got to be so careful, because if I go orange, idea. I wonder if I then go in. I think it would have to be this one. I think if I put in some purple shading in the flames, maybe that'll help. So then I don't have to go orange. I can stay yellow. That might help. We'll try that. We're going to try that. So for this, because I really need to be careful, I am going to go light to dark. Okay. And then we're going to use the lighter ink to push back the goof I made on the hair here. It's not even really a big goof, so I'm not really that concerned about it. But yeah, if you go over a little bit with your markers, you can actually use the ink to push it back. So here, this purple came over into him, and I didn't want it there, so I just use the yellow to push back the purple. And you can do like little fixes like that. You can't do like really big goofs, but little goofs are just fine. And then we're just gonna, I did do a little airbrushing around him this morning, just with the yellow, kind of get that glow effect. All right, and here's the weird thing, because 18 is actually lighter than 17. 17 is darker in the yellows for some reason. So we're gonna just careful. So his face. Okay, this is looking okay. I was really nervous about this, but this is turning out all right. And then I am gonna, because we need this to be very subtle, I am blending it out a lot. Just gently bring in this. Again, we don't want to go too orange here. As soon as we go too orange, it's gonna look silly. I know that's not a very technical way of describing it, but just trust me, it'll. All right, I don't see. You can already see, right? It's looking a little silly. It's looking too much because everything else is so heavy in shadow, right? So we're gonna tie Shale back into the scene. I'm gonna attempt to add some B63 to him. There we go. Yes. All right. So you see, that's helping a lot. Because yes, I know blue fire is technically the hotter fire and would be at the base of the flame, right? But one, this is a fantasy story. So I can do what I want in my illustrations, right? No. But in seriousness, in this case, because everything, we have all this purple built in and it's our shadow color and it's our ambient color that we're working with a lot, to use it here to kind of bring in some shadow looks all right because it's tying him into the piece and helping to bring those colors in so that he feels more like part of the setting rather than like being like on top of it or not being part of it. So we're just going to blend that out with some of the other, because again, it doesn't need to be a lot, it just needs to be subtle. And actually this will start looking more like not purple, it'll look more brownish, which is perfect, which is what we want. There we go. Look at that. That's perfect right there. Because again, we've tied him in by using that purple color. We've tied him in to our background and to the colors of the shadows. So now he's not sticking out so much. Just going to bring in this. Again, just really. There we go. Yeah, so now it's not too obnoxious. We've tied him back in by using the purple. And now the piece is looking more coherent, which is great. That's what you want. That is what you want. All right. Cool. I was really worried about that. Because, sometimes you walk into these things and you're just trying stuff and you just don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to just get that glow going around them. I'm going to... And the thing about glow is kind of weird. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. Cool. Yeah, I'm not going to futz with that anymore. I am going to try to blend into the hair so it's not so weird looking, because it's weird that it's a hard line. This is where I got to kind of futz around. There we go. That's looking a little better. Now it's looking more like a glow and not like a weird line in her hair. Perfect. Look at that. All right. Now I have to think about her outfit. Because again, if I'm going to do colors and like all the patterns and stuff, I don't want to do colors that are really going to stand out and go against what we already have going with the like purple tones, right? So I'm gonna want to pick light colors that's similar to the hair and the skin. I can layer on top, and we're not going to lose the shadows and the shape of things and the ambience. Let me put these yellow markers away because I'm just holding them. So we're going to want to pick light colors that hint at the fact that color is there, but it's in shadow. So let me find something that fits the bill. Because honestly, I didn't really put a lot of thought into what colors she was wearing. I just kind of saw the purple in my mind for the setting, and I didn't really get past that. But we don't want something too close to the colors that are there either. So like if I want to make, like I could make this dress blue with pink flowers, which could look really cool. And I think that would be better. If the dress was pink or the jacket was pink, I think that'd be overkill, right? Because that'd be a lot of pink to blend out. Yeah, blue might be the way to go. But what blue? If we went with like more of a classic blue, see, that might be too close, and that might not. I'm looking for like how we did the skin up here. I'm looking for something like that, but in blue. And it's tricky when it's in blue because the shadows are already purple. And they're bluish purple. So if I do a blue, I have to be careful. Now I could do a green blue. I could do more of a teal, and that might actually go better if we do that. So let's see. But I don't want to go too warm either. I want to go... What one is this? Because I would like that color, maybe? Yeah, what are these ones? Ah, the French. Let's look at 13 here. This is going to be way green. Yeah, that's way green. That's too green. I need that nice in between. I think 23 is also going to be too green. Oh, that's very green. So yeah, that's not good either. I need... I think this one's going to be too blue. Yeah, which is... I have no idea what marker that is. Is that something I have in a different brand? Yeah, I gotta look at this. Where's that? Is that 15? That might be 15. Ah, the rantings of a crazy artist. That's not that one either. I have no idea what marker this is. It's not. Huh. What color is that? Oh my god. Guys, I got a mystery marker here. I have no idea what marker this is. But I could go, I know these are the darker BG zeros. This is like, I'm pretty sure that's 5. No, that's 5, that's 7. Pretty sure. So one of these might work for what I'm thinking in my head. But I really want to know what this one is, and I have no idea. Is it 49? I didn't think it was duck blue. Yeah, not duck blue. That might be, that is nice too, actually. I wonder if we should go with this. Yeah, that might actually be okay. So if we bring it in here. Oh. We just kind of do it around, similar like we did the skin and the shadow. We just put it over the lighter colors, right? There we go, just like that. And then I am actually going to use 45 to blend it out. There we go. Okay, yeah, that looks all right. Whew. Sometimes that's a lot of what art is just thinking, you know, like, what am I going to do here? Okay, yeah, that looks good. I am going to bring the shadow back in. Just like that. Yes, okay. Yeah, because again, we want it to look subtle. We don't want any colors to like really pop out too much. I'm just gonna, there we go. Just like that. Yes. And then up here too, just blending that out a little bit. And then those flowers are gonna be a pink. The balance of a dark enough and a light enough pink. That's, we're gonna go with this. There we go. Perfect. Look at that again. It's just nice and subtle. It's not in your face. You're still getting the overall feel of the atmosphere in the piece. All right, so her dress is that bluish green. Her jacket should be something. That's going to be a tough one. But I do know that the embroidery and the borders around everything should be a yellow, but not this yellow. We're going to go 32, so still a light yellow. So first we're going to put that here. And then down here. Perfect, look at that. And then we'll start bringing it in the outlining. And I think we're just going to have all of this be man, I really I think it's just something that'll come with practice. But man, I really want to learn to draw filigree so that I can do like fancy stuff with filigree on it, you know, like what is that life? Do like crazy fancy patterns. Yeah, just make sure. Okay. Alright, whatever. So we have to be really careful with what color we decide for this jacket because it is front and center and we don't want to pull too much attention to it. Just like we don't want to pull too much attention to this pattern because the pattern itself is kind of complex, right? So I'll tell you what, first we're going to go so we're going to make these the same pink as the flowers on the dress. Because if we did red, that would be way too intense. There we go. Look at that. All right, yeah, so that's more of the effect that we want. Again, we just want it to be kind of subtle. And, you know, it's funny, I am thinking of like a bright green for this jacket, but like not for this piece, man. Not for this one. If this was a different piece where she was wearing the same outfit, I would consider a bright green. Like I would go something like this if this wasn't a purple. If I wasn't leaning so hard into the purple lighting, I would just go YG07. Just like really bright, but not here. This is not the time. And God, I don't want to do pink either because I feel like that's going to be way too bright. But I don't want to go dark either, right? I don't want to do a dark color because then that's definitely going to pull the eyes. And if the color is darker than the shadows, the effect isn't going to work like it worked on the skin and the hair and the dress. So that's another thing to consider. So I need to pick something lighter that could look dark but isn't too attention grabbing. Oh, the decisions I have to make sometimes. Oh, you know, it's an easy decision to make. It's to go in and color in her mouth. Ooh, I don't know if I need to change this brush tip or... Oh, yeah, something's not right with this because I'm pretty sure maybe it is just dried out. Because I feel like I replaced this brush tip not that long ago, so it shouldn't be messed up. Maybe it is, I don't know. But either way, E04, super versatile color. I use it a lot, especially in character art, because it's great for mouths. Can be great for lips, eyes. I don't know if I have enough juice to just get the... So yeah, like the pinks of the eyes. It's really good for that. It's just like the perfect color for it. Tell you what, I'm just gonna, usually I don't do this, but this color didn't cover very well, so I'm just gonna use RV32. It's a subtle, more neutral pink. There we go. So just kind of blended out that E04 because it went down kind of weird. I'm gonna have to look into that marker and see if it's either dried out or if the brush tip needs to be changed. Because sometimes the markers, because the ink, I think because it's an alcohol-based ink, the tips crystallize and get weird. I actually have one that just started doing it. I think it's this one. Usually it's on the darker markers. It's not on this one. Oh, wait, I remember. It's usually on the dark markers. It's not this one. Third time's the charm. Hold up. Okay, yeah. So, like I said, it's not this one. It was one I just had out this morning, and I was like, ooh. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. It's this one. Yeah, it usually doesn't happen on the lighter colors, but you can see those bumpies. Those are like the ink crystallizing, I think, on the brush tip. So it makes it really hard. And like, oh god, if you accidentally like try to color with it and put it on paper, it is the grossest, most awful feeling. It is, oh, I'm getting like shivers thinking of it now. I hate it. Yeah, so it just gets these weird crystals on it, and sometimes you can scrape them off. Some people have said, oh yeah, you can just scrape them off and then the brush tip is fine. I've never found that. I usually just have to change it out because the brush tip is just done at this point. But yeah, I was surprised it was on the light colored because usually I've only seen it on dark colored markers for the most part. Yeah. So anyway, back to my quandary. Let me think. Okay, wait, I have an idea. Okay, so this color, this R56, this might be the ticket. Then again, so you see how much it's going to contrast because it's so warm too. That's the other problem, is everything is so cool, so something warm is really going to draw the eye. And we don't want that either. Because this was close. This was almost what I wanted, but I think it's just a smidge. Yeah, I think it's just a smidge too warm, maybe. I don't know. Now, the more I'm looking at it, actually, the more it might be okay, because it's not like super poppy like red. Like if I did this, forget it. It would ruin it. It would not look, it would be drawing too much of the eye, it would be taking too much attention. So I wouldn't want to do that color. But this color might be okay. I really want to get more of these 50s. I only have 56. I think there are other R50s in that line. I don't know. But there's like a bunch of like random markers I have. It's like I want to get the colors around them eventually. Did we try it? Yeah, I don't know. No, it's not right. It's just not quite there. It's not quite what I want. We'll come back to it because I am gonna. Okay, that should be okay. I do want to just put in the crocus leaves here, the petals. Again, not too much because this is a pretty warm purple. But I do want to just subtly put that in. And then I have a... yes. Okay. Just kind of blend it out. And then... I think everything else is covered. Oh, no. Da-da-da. Just gonna make sure, yeah. They were too small, so I was like, oh, I'm not masking those. I was like, I just have a limit with this, and that's the line. And if it was more in the background, I was more okay with it. Just getting brushed over. Oh, and then that one's also... come in with that. Perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, and then I should get these. Get it nice in there. Yeah. All right. So that's looking pretty good. And now I'm thinking, so we have these up here. I could do them like a pink or a reddish pink. And then they would kind of tie together. If I did the jacket and those the same color, maybe? Maybe? That's a thought. It is a thought to have. Yeah, I don't know. Here I am just gonna, oops, wrong end. Again, gotta make sure these shadows here stay nice and dark. There we go. Yeah, the figure, definitely not gonna have any color on it. Just gonna keep it in shadow. Because it's supposed to be mysterious. And there we go. Okay, I have to have, I want something in this tone, but this desaturated. And I don't think it exists. I'm thinking of a color that doesn't exist. It's more common than you think. Oh, this is gonna be too dark. Nah, that's not. Yeah, I just need something. I wonder if I'm almost looking for a really desaturated light purple. And I've been on the wrong direction because I thought, oh, am I looking for pink? And I might be looking for purple. So let's see what I got. So we could go, so this is the color I'm using on the crocuses, but this might be too light. This might be too light. The next one is 12. So the next one would be 15. And actually, all right, see? Yes. This is the color I was looking for. This is V15. It's called Mellow. It is more purpley in tone like this one, but desaturated like our R56. So that was what I was looking for. I was looking for a purple and not a pink. Again, it's more common than you think it would be. So I think if we go with that, because it is a warmer purple, but we're layering it on top of the cool purple, I think it should be okay. So we're going to try it down here first. Yes, all right. So that is working. So right, because in the context of this piece, because everything is so purple, this warmer purple kind of takes on more of a pinkish look, right? Like you would look at it and you think, oh, this jacket is pink in white light because of the way the shadows are. So, see, and then it'll have the added bonus of matching the flowers, because the flowers are going to be, you know, in this V12 color. So let me just... I think the key is just not letting it get too bright. There we go. Yeah, see, that's looking pretty slick right there. That is looking all right. See, it's so funny how when you put colors next to each other, the properties they take on because of the colors they're around. So your eye kind of gets tricked. So as an artist, you know, especially working in traditional media, I don't know how to color digitally, so I can't really say how it works there, but any digital artists out there can correct me. We kind of have to reverse engineer that illusion. Like I had to really think through, okay, like how do I make this jacket look like it would be a pink jacket? Because pink is not, you know, necessarily what you want to color the thing to make it look that way, you know? And that's kind of what you have to reverse engineer when you're doing stuff like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna just a little bit. Just a little bit. So I'm glad we were able to solve this on stream, because it was going to be really lame if I was going to have to pop off and figure it out on my own. And then you don't get to see the outcome. So now you get to see the outcome. There we go. And then I've got to bring the shadows back in. There we go. This is going to require, looks like it's going to require a little bit more blending here. So I'm actually going to bring this in a little bit more. There we go. Now it's starting to look where I want it to be. There we go. Perfect. So it's not taking too much attention away from anything else. It feels like it fits. There we go. There we go. All right. Look at that. Perfect, perfect. And we're still keeping the overall atmosphere of the piece intact, even though we went a little warm, so that could have been a risk, but it all worked out. That's what art's about. I'm gonna blend this edge here. There we go. Just blending out some things to make sure they're working. Just to keep everything smooth and nice. Oops. Perfect. Oh, that looks really good. Just want to go in here a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot. There's a leaf there. Just going to shade in that, and then we'll call the stream there. Here, so this is, since it's, is that a leaf or a petal? It's actually a petal. Yeah, because the leaves are long, and this is round. So we will. There we go. There we go. All right. So this is where we've gotten. It's been a little over an hour and a half. We've gotten most of the big focal points done at this point. So what will be left will be to do all the rest of the flowers and leaves that are flying around. Maybe coming up in here and bring some of this color upward, but maybe not. Maybe leaving it as it is. I'll have to think about that. I can see it going either way. But otherwise, yeah, this is a pretty good start. I'm really pleased with where this illustration is going. I'm really happy with the airbrushing, especially because I really did this freehand. I didn't block off anything, so I was able to kind of let the colors from the windows filter inward inside, which is nice. But yeah, just pleased overall with how this is going. I apologize that my camera was being funky and not focusing for whatever reason. Weird stuff, it happens. So yeah, and you'll be seeing this real soon in conjunction with the campaign. Probably start sharing it around next week. Remember Alchemist Comic.melissajmassey.com. That link right there. If you go there, you will go to our Kickstarter page for The Alchemist of Aurillia, number 1 to 3. It is running till October 14th. It is 78% funded. There are a few variant covers left. We have 63 backers so far. We have milestones that will unlock at 70 backers and $2,100. Check those out. There's tons of great rewards. If you're new, you can catch up on the series. You can get all 3 books so far. If you are returning, you can just get number 3. You can get digital versions, you can get physical versions, depending on your reading preference and your budget. If you do get a physical book, you will get the metal trading card and the sticker pack if we unlock it. No, I think that's everything. I think that's all you need to know. Again, it's a Turkish fantasy comic about a wizard who hopes an old legend is true so she can stop a witch's revenge. It is, again, running till the 14th, so there are 15 days left. We're about halfway through, so there is time to get to some of those bonus rewards, those stretch goals past the $2,000 mark where we start unlocking more bonus content for the book, getting some more comic content. If you need more comics in your life, help us get there. And yeah, I hope you have a great evening. Tomorrow is Friday, so that is always great. It is almost the weekend. I hope you had a great Thursday, a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good night, and yeah, bye.